Thank you, and thank you for your service and to everybody that served. Next week's Thanksgiving. We're all going to go home here in a little bit and enjoy our families, God willing. We make it home safe. I mean that for everybody, Coach, everybody. There are a lot of people who won't be with their families next week because they're in some place doing things that are very difficult, risking their lives, and this is why I'm here tonight. How do you right wrongs? You don't create another wrong. I want to right the wrong of having abortion paid for by public taxpayer dollars from the defense coffers. I think not only violates the Hyde Amendment, it's just bad policy. Count me in, Coach, I'm with you on that. Mike, I'm with you on that. You say it's illegal, I tend to agree with you. Go to court. One way you're right or wrong in America, if you think the law has been broken, you actually bring a lawsuit. And I think we found a way, talking to Jay Sekulow, to bring a lawsuit challenging the defense policy of President Biden using taxpayer dollars to pay for transportation costs from DOT funds to perform abortions. I think that is in violation of the Hyde Amendment. The good news is I believe the Speaker of the House has standing to bring that lawsuit. Generally speaking in America, when you get in a legal dispute, you go to court. The DOD General Counsel has a memo. It doesn't violate the Hyde Amendment. I think they're wrong, but we're not a court of law here. There is a court of law available to resolve this dispute, and I would encourage us to seek that remedy. Another remedy is to try to find a compromise between the House version and the Senate version of the NDAA. The House strips the policy, the Senate, because they're controlled by Democrats. We have the policy, and we'll try to work out some way to reconcile that through the legislative process. That's one way to fix this problem. What we've chosen to do, and every senator has a lot of power. That's what makes the Senate different than the House. I've served in both bodies. With power comes responsibility. The wrong we're creating here is to put our military at risk at a time of great need. If you do not believe these holes are having an effect on the military, I don't question your sincerity, I question your judgment. If you ask anybody out in the field right now, there's one flag officer for the whole continent of Africa. This is like a car wreck on I-95. It keeps backing up. Last time we were talking, there were 300, we're up to 450. This is affecting the ability of the nation to defend itself. I will not tolerate being told something I know is wrong. The policy is wrong, but holding these officers who had nothing to do with this is wrong. They deserve better. They have done nothing to get us here in this spot. We got a political difference between the Department of Defense and the Senate and the House, and the courtrooms available to resolve this. And I just ask my good friend from Alabama, and I don't doubt your sincerity, but if this continues, this is one of the worst self-inflicted wounds I have seen in 20 years. We pulled out of Afghanistan. That was a self-inflicted wound. We had a chance to deter Russia, and we chose not to by having pre-invasion sanctions. That was a self-inflicted wound done by the Biden administration. We have a broken border that's self-inflicted. We will challenge all of those self-inflicted wounds, and as Republicans, it will be easy. What's hard is to challenge people of your own party at times. When it comes to the military, I lay the party label down because I have seen what it takes to defend this nation, up close and personal. It means you miss birthdays, you miss graduations, you miss babies born, and you lose your life. That's what it means to serve. And all the people, the 450 people, if you've got an individual problem with one of these folks, I'll support your right to object and we'll hear your side of the story. But I don't believe that all 450 people are woke. So here's what I would say about the 450 people. They have dedicated their adult lives to serving this country. They have given every ounce that they could give to get to where they're at to be promoted. Do you know how hard it is to become a sergeant major in the enlisted corps? It's 1% of the enlisted force. Do you know how hard it is to become a general officer? Because you're competing with some of the best people on the planet. For every one that gets promoted, there's 10 that could be promoted or would do great in positions of responsibility. We're taking the military and throwing it in the ditch in terms of command structure. There are people filling jobs today that are waiting to go to their next assignment, and they can't get there because they can't get promoted. They're paying 2 house payments, not 1. Their children don't know what school they're going to go to. They deserve better than this. And this is my promise. I will work with Senator Tuberville and Lee and anybody else and everybody else to find a solution that's acceptable to them, to get us back on track to talk about the issues I just discussed. But I promise you this will be the last holiday this happens. If it takes me to vote to break loose these folks, I will. I'm not going to talk about me being pro-life. Just look at what I've done. To my pro-life friends, you're not advancing this cause. You're hurting this cause if the average American believes that the reason these people are getting blocked from promotion is because of policy choice they didn't make. It is not fair to have people in uniform who have to follow their civilian leadership when the fundamental precepts of American democracy is civilian control of the military. They have no choice. Don't punish them because in our system, the civilians make the decisions. Let's punish the civilians who make these choices. There are plenty of people we can hold and should hold. There are plenty of things we can do to fight to right this wrong. We can go to court. We can insist on change through the NDAA process. But this is not righting the wrong. This is creating another wrong. This is putting our nation at risk. And I would just say this, I've been here for 20 years now. I've never seen the world on fire like this. The only reason an American soldier hasn't been killed in Iraq and Syria because of drone attacks by Shiite militia controlled by Iran is they had a dud. We've been just lucky as hell. And what's going on in Israel, that could spread like wildfire. We could be in a shooting war with Iran tomorrow. So we need our best team on the field. And the best players we have are being blocked from serving. This needs to come to an end for the national security of this nation. Thank you.